This story starts with children and it ends with a $250 million question. Because what federal investigators are now uncovering in Minnesota is no longer just a small fraud case. Officials are calling it the tip of the iceberg. Wait, here's what really happened so far. The FBI has surged resources into Minnesota, more agents, more audits, and more scrutiny. Why? Because a fraud case that began with pandemic food aid for children has kind of exploded into one of the largest welfare fraud investigation in the United States history. We are talking about hundreds of millions of dollars here. And how did this even start? Well, during COVID, the US government rushed out of money, and that too really fast. Programs were created to feed children when schools were closed, support families during lockdown, prevent hunger during a crisis. One such program provided food assistance reimbursements, and that's where the cracks appeared. Here's the alleged scheme here. Investigators say that dozens of groups claimed that they were running out of food distribution center, feeding thousands of children every single day, serving meals that never existed. Some centers, according to the court filing, they had no kitchens, no staff, no children. And yet, they reported serving millions of meals, and the money kept coming and coming. In fact, the numbers, they are staggering. Federal officials estimate that up to $250 million. It has no record. Dozens of people have already been charged for or convicted here. In fact, some indictments they are expected. Well, the investigators believe that this is not the full picture. The officials say that this is the tip of the iceberg here. Senior officials, they now warn that this may be part of a much larger coordinated network. Not just one group here, not just one city, but potentially interconnected operations exploiting emergency aid system. And that's why the FBI, they have escalated. Well, this is no longer cleanup. This is containment. There is red flags that were missed here. Court documents and whistleblower account point to disturbing failures. Warning signs allegedly ignored, audit delayed or maybe softened, complaints pushed aside, in fact, oversight weakened in the rush to help. Well, some insiders claim that they raised alarm early. Instead of action, they say that they face retaliation. And then who steps in? Guess what? The pressure is coming from the top now. Federal leadership has ordered faster investigations, deeper forensic audits. In fact, coordination across agencies. The message, ladies and gentlemen, is pretty clear. No more delays, no more blind spots. But you know why this case really matters? In fact, for the entire US, because this is not just about one fraud. This is about public trust, emergency system, and who really benefit during crisis. When aid meant for children is allegedly misused, everybody loses.